Airflow, the keyword for this beautiful Lancool 216 case by Lian. It has two large 160mm fans in the front, and this case will keep everything cool in your fridge. I mean your PC, but yeah, it's that cold. Looking for affordable Windows or Office keys? Look no further, I got you covered. Head over to scdkey.com, pick your Windows edition, use my discount code LE25 to get a 25% on any Windows or Office products. Once you complete your order, after a few seconds you will receive your code. In Windows, go to Settings, there should be an Activate Windows prompt at the bottom. Click that, enter your code and wait for Windows to finish activation. To check the activation status, use the command prompt with the command slmgr.vbs/xpr and you should receive a notification that the machine is permanently activated. Once again, use code LE25 at scdkey.com. Lancool 216 has some of the features and shares aesthetics from its older brother, the Lancool 3, but it also has some things done better, so let's explore what it has to offer. First thing first, dimensions: depth 480.9mm, width of 235 and height of 491.7mm. It's a big boy alright, but smaller than the Lancool 3. Actually, it's only shorter as Lancool 3 is slightly deeper case. The front of the case has a large mesh grille which has large enough holes to pass the air unobstructed and also act as a dust filter while doing so. The whole panel is removable from the bottom side, just pull it and it will come off. This recessed hole here is for the side thingy. The reason for that is that you can move the front I/O panel here on the side if that is your thing. It's a nice option if you ask me, much more accessible from the side of the case if you keep the case on your desk, but Lian also offers an additional USB ports plus RGB control panel that can be installed here. It's of course purchased separately. So here are our two 160mm turbojet engines, not because they are loud, but because they are awesome. Of course, these are not your traditional fans. Because of the size and shape, you can see that the outer rim is designed to cover the front gap almost completely, thus blocking the light spills from inside of the case, but also covering those holes to properly intake fresh air inside. Fans are of course ARGB, both the fins and the ring around them. These are rated from 500 up to 1600 RPM, they are PWM of course, with 3.10mm of static pressure, serious beasts and a massive 118.85 CFM of airflow. If you look closer at these three screw mounting positions in the bottom and the top of course, this is how Lian handled fan mounting here using the rails. They are thin and if you move one hole over, that would be 140mm fan size, and inner holes are of course for the 120mm fan size support. The fan size support in the front is 2 160, 2 140 or 3 120mm fans. In radiator terms, this is 360mm support here. Moving to the side panel, tempered glass, 4mm thick, it's not held by hinges as on Lancool 3, but it's latching on the bottom mesh part and is held by pegs up top and secured with a nice big thumb screw at the back. The interior is spacious and actually offers you two modes, air cooling oriented and water cooling oriented. As you can move the motherboard slightly up, that is why we are having a double set of motherboard standoff holes. The two top cable pass-throughs are in correct spots, rubber grommets on the side ones. There are also two large ones in the bottom as well. The motherboard support in this case is up to EA-ATX, in which case you can orient the rubber grommet bracket to make them accept the EA-ATX size board. Oh, and the big hole can be up top, just I didn't rotate the bracket. It's a nice trick. There is of course a large opening at the back of the motherboard tray for, you know, your CPU handling, the mounting of CPU coolers, easier installation and such. On the PSU chamber there are two brackets which are multi-fit to say so. They can accept two 120mm fans or two SSDs here, aka 2.5-inch drives. If you remove these, you can still use 120mm fans without air restrictions, as the complete area will be more open. The gap in the front is wide enough to support the radiator with push-pull config. In return, you will have to remove the bottom HDD cage for the push-pull to fit here. If you are wondering about the GPU size support here, up to 392mm in size and maybe even a few millimeters more are supported. The CPU cooler size is up to 180mm, so yeah, monster air towers will fit here no problem. The side mesh is removable from the back side with a screw, not hinge system like on the Lancool 3. Although removing it you do not have any functions, maybe except tightening some loose PSU wires, but even that is easy from the back side too. All in all, it is here for those two fans on the PSU shroud, so they could intake fresh air through this bracket. The rear fan is a regular 140mm fan, it's not RGB, although it's a nice fan, 200 to 1800 RPM PWM controlled with a nice static pressure of 2.4mm and airflow of 81.3 CFM. It has rail mounting as well, so it can be moved up or down about 20mm. Of course, you can install a 120mm fan here as well. Here is something interesting about the rear part of this case. You see, this is a standard PCI Express orientation, I mean the brackets, but if we remove these screws here, we gain the ability to rotate these and turn it into a vertical GPU support in a blink of an eye. Thus, this case has a vertical GPU support for all the latest and thickest cards out of the box. But you will need a riser cable though, which can be mounted on these two brackets located on the PSU shroud. Such a neat option that I wish the Lancool 3 had it. From this view you can see the mentioned rails for the rear fans, screws for the vertical bracket orientation, but we can also move the I/O shield up or down for that water cooling support which raises the board a little bit up. The PSU is installed from the rear side, the classic way, not with the brackets. And it has a removable dust filter at the back for easy cleaning and maintenance. But that is again not all. In the box you will be getting a 120mm fan bracket which you can install here in the back to supply or exhaust air to or from the case. Oh, and you are also getting these GPU anti-sag rails which are super nice and out of the way but keeps the GPU from not sagging down. And of course the plastic box with screws and accessories for building. Moving to the rear side of the case, right side if you will, it's a classic metal panel with a latch on the back, completely toolless design and held by pegs. And oh boy, check out the goodies here. All the front I/O cables are here, nicely strapped together with Velcro straps of course. You can see zip ties in the places that matter the most, and of course whoever thought about these hooks here, these cable organizers, bravo to you sir. They can be removed if needed, but installing cables here is super easy and this is overlooked in many cases. I like this very much and I think that this should become a standard for every case out there. Of course, you can't miss the included fan hub here. This is a fan and ARGB hub as well. It supports a total of 6 fans and 4 ARGB headers. Front fans are already connected here and the hub also supports PWM control from the motherboard directly as well as ARGB pass-through. The metal bracket behind the CPU area is reserved for various controllers to be attached here. It can also be removed when needed. There are also 2 SSD or 2.5-inch drive caddies on the motherboard tray as well, held by thumb screws. The PSU support is up to 225mm with a hard drive cage in place. If moved closer to the PSU, the largest PSU that can fit then is 160mm, but you have the option to remove the cage completely, thus having the whole bottom for cables, or just you can remove one cage as they are a 2-part cage. Oh, almost forgot, the loading trays can support 3.5 and 2.5-inch drives at the same time, so the total drive support on both of these comes to 2 3.5 and 2 2.5-inch drives, more than plenty combined with 2 caddies behind the board as well. Moving to the top panel, same thing as with Lancool 3, removable with thumb screws at the back. The panel is also perforated and acts as a dust filter at the same time, but again Lian has surprise here as well. Removable top fan bracket, just remove these 2 screws in the front and remove it for the easy AIO installation or fan installation up top. Oh, and check these clever holes if you need to gain access to the board cables later when everything is already mounted. It's a clever trick. Fan support is of course 3120 or 2140, aka 280 and 360mm radiator support. There is another accessory that you will get in the box if you install 2140 or 280 rads here. This is the metal plate used to block air pockets, so no air will escape through this empty space if you have 2140mm fans here. That is why this case is all about airflow in mind. The front I/O panel is firmly simple. It has USB Type-C, 2 USB 3.0 ports, headphone and mic combo jack, reset button and a power button. It's all you need. Building in this case, judging by everything said so far, is such a pleasure. Every cable has a place to go, everything is literally easy. Test system used here is the 12900K paired with Lian Galahad 360 AIO and MSI RTX 370. So how are the temperatures? Let's say that this GPU was not turning the fans on until heavy load was put on it. The idle GPU temps were in high 20s and some light gaming was only 52 degrees. Maximum temp with this fan config was 62 degrees. Pretty dope temperatures. On the other hand, the CPU was cooled extremely well too, thanks to the Galahad AIO, which is paired with SLV2 120mm fans. The idle temps 30 degrees almost all the time. Gaming average around 45-46 and max Cinebench R23 stress test of 82 degrees. If you ask me, this case has an extremely great airflow, not just for an air-cooled system, but it's also great for custom water cooling loops as well. An additional ARGB control and USB module can be installed at the side on the front panel to provide better control over the front ARGB fans. The ARGB control and USB module offers the option to create custom lighting styles by mixing the light effects of the both LED channels individually. I mean the ring and the fan hub. Not only that, this case comes in two colors, either white or black, and there is also a non-RGB black variant as well. But here is something great, the price. It's only $120 US, which is, considering what this case has to offer, a complete bargain. So there it is, the Lancool 216, aka Lancool 3's little brother, as it shares a lot with it and also has some things done better. I love the fact that Lian is getting better and better with each product, upping the quality each time and keeping the price at reasonable level. So if you need a case for your next build and airflow is a must, I highly recommend this case. You will not regret it, not even for a second. So that would be all, guys. Please let me know your thoughts about this case, like and share the video, and I'll be seeing you in the next one.